First of all, tell me about your site. What is it? Why did you start it? What's the deal?
What is Mile Nerd? Mile Nerd was started in 2011. The reason I read a bunch of things about people who traveled the world and went to exotic places and didn't spend any money. They just used a strange currency called airline miles, which I had accounts and I took flights and didn't even get miles for it.
Ah.
I went to the internet and I discovered this is very possible. And the problem was it took me hours every day to figure out what the hell anyone was talking about. They talked in abbreviations and they talked in codes and they like to hear themselves speak. So Mile Nerd is basically, the idea was, what could my mom understand? In as few words as possible, as simple as possible, do this, spend 5 or 10 minutes a day, and you can have a lot of miles at the end of the year. Okay, here's how this works basically. Everyone thinks that they have a mileage credit card, so they earn airline miles, and they're doing great. I got an email today from someone who said, I always thought I was earning a lot of airline miles, and it took me 3 years to finally get a flight. I get a flight, every month if I want, which I don't. But the thing is, let's say you spend $50,000 a year on your credit card. Okay, we'll just use that amount. And you think you're earning airline miles, you're doing great. So you earn 50,000 miles for that amount of money you spent. You spend $50,000, you get 50,000 miles. If you spend that $50,000 on 20 different credit cards instead of that one, let's say on average each credit card is a 50,000 mile bonus, you've done the same amount of spending, you've spent your $50,000, but instead of 50,000 miles, you've just made 1 million miles. And there's a big difference between 50,000 miles and 1 million miles.
Right. And I mean, because your thing isn't, the basic of it all isn't about spending the spending. It's about all the bonuses. It's about opening things to get and getting the bonuses, because there's always these bonuses offered by most credit cards. And so you started this blog about a year ago from your interest in it originally, because you said you weren't even really participating in mile program. You weren't even accruing your miles.
I'm a weird guy, Lisa. I really I saw an opportunity to beat the system, and that's like my number one interest, is things that I don't feel like just a chump that does the same thing as everyone else in the world. So this was kind of a loophole where I thought, all you have to do is utilize your good credit or spend a little bit of time, and next thing you know, you can go to Fiji, you can go to Bali, and you can go first class, and people save up for a decade to do that, and I could do it just because I do tricks.
So, of course, that leads into the next question. So then you must travel a lot, right? You're all about getting these miles, and you must be like this big traveler.
I recommend that if you earn airline miles, that you use them, because the programs get devalued over time. Me personally, I do not take that advice. I'm a hoarder of miles. I just like to look in my award wallet balance and see how many millions I have, because I don't have that kind of money. So I can feel that good richness from the miles.
But you don't actually use them? Like, do you gift them to people, or no? You just like to look at them. It's like you're looking at your riches. Like, you have all these miles. Are you going to give them away on Mile Nerd or anything like that? Like a big giveaway, treasure hunt?
No, those are mine. My mom enjoys her business class and first class flights to India thanks to her son.
Oh, cool. So you give them to your mom at least.
Yeah, my mom.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You keep it as simple as possible. Why?
Because of people like you, people like my mom, people like my sister, people like, my girlfriend, people like everyone that I know that doesn't care about this stuff as much as a nerd like me. Like, I get into dissecting it, and most people don't care. They don't have the time. There's a lot more important things in their life. So if you could spend 10 minutes a day see what's going on. On average, I'd say 10 minutes a day for, maybe an hour a week, so 10 minutes a day. And at the end of the year, you can have 1 million miles or more. That's worth it. So that's most people's lives. It's more of an understanding that most people are not like me. And most of the blogs talk about all the technical crap that no one cares about. All people want to know is, how do I get the miles? What do I do? Yeah. There's money to be made in this game.
Yeah, why aren't you making money? Are you going to do that?
I really don't want to sell out. I'm a realtor and an actor, so I make my money that way. This is more something that just was very personal, and it became like people found out. So I don't plan to sell out anytime soon. Like I said, my mom, we're friends now, Lisa, so, you are my friend that goes there. If I'm putting links that aren't the best credit card deals and I'm saying apply for these credit cards, it's kind of selling out. So I got to find a way, if I want to make money, to do it without selling out, and I don't want to do it that way.
So why no comments and no about me page?
I already am an actor, and I'm already very vain. Obviously, if that's the thing with blogs, people love to hear themselves talk. So you kind of have to recognize that you're wasting people's time. People. I'm not going to write a novel every week just because I think I'm a great writer. The point is saving people time. So about me was just, it's not about me, and it's not about what kind of writer I am. It's about the deals in the fewest word possible, and that's what I'm doing, period. And I posted something just because people started emailing me. I don't do comments, so when they started emailing me, they had questions. What's your deal? Who are you? What do you do? So I did one post like, this is who I am. That's all you get. Never again. And as far as comments, half the people are so grateful, and the other half of the comments would be, you're terrible. Write more. Having problems. I just don't want to hear it. If you don't like me, I don't care, and I'm not going to give you a voice on my website to tell me how much you don't like me.
Very cool.
That's one of my no-nonsense rants right there that you like.
I know, I love those. I want more. That was my next question, actually. So something I also like, even though it's simple and it's not about you, which I totally respect, and you're right. People, a lot of people, a friend of mine who's also a blogger was just saying today, that people just like to yammer on about themselves, and it's all like a navel-gazing kind of activity. And I'm a blogger. But there is personality on it. It's not so simple that there's no personality, which is why I like it, because sometimes what would you say is like a thread throughout, like a sort of a theme, besides the obvious theme of the miles, kind of a attitude you have?
Well, first of all, the reason I'm an actor is a big part because I'm sick of myself. I get tired of looking at myself every day and hearing my same voice, so I get to be someone else. So I'm not, with the blog, if I'm already tired of myself, I'm not going to dedicate more time to looking at me. But the theme, I'd say, is, which is weird because most posts are one paragraph. It's a paragraph at most. So I'd say a common theme is that it's just no BS. And for that reason, it's really surprising how people kind of realize somehow that I'm someone they can trust.
You are, to me, the definitive now one-stop shop for that kind of thing. I don't have to look anywhere. I don't have to think about it. If you could give, just a couple, like 2 of your top tips to people who travel a lot and are kind of curious, and yeah, they do a little bit of miles, but nothing. What would your tips be? If
you're not organized, that is the key to this. For me, I'm a nerd. I'm Indian. I'm comfortable with spreadsheets. So for me, I put it all on a spreadsheet and say I opened the card on this date. I've met my bonus. I color code it when I meet a certain bonus. I color code it again when the card is closed, and I don't have to worry about it. So it's very organized for me. So stay organized. That's another tip. if you have all these miles and you've been saving them up, don't be stupid with them and use them to fly first class from Pittsburgh to Vegas. It's such a waste of miles. Like domestic first class and business class, all the premium, if they have business class, it's almost no difference than coach. First class and business class, like first class from here to Hong Kong on something like Cathay Pacific or, Emirates or something, is like, we're talking about $20,000 flights. And if you only need 150,000 miles to get to Hong Kong, ballpark, and it's 50,000 miles domestic, that's a waste of domestic. Just pay for it.
Yeah.
And if you can't pay for it, don't fly. Just drive. Take Southwest. But otherwise, it really that hurts me. That's one of the things that hurts me is when people are using premium cabins domestic, using their miles for that. And the other thing is when I go out to a restaurant and I see people paying with cash. That physically, it does something.
Yeah, my boyfriend said under $10 he'll pay cash, but I think mine's more of a $5 rule. I charge everything pretty much. If it's like a couple bucks, then I'm like, all right. But I hardly ever spend cash ever. Why would you? Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, my readers have now met you and will log onto your site and check it out and figure out how they can start accruing more miles.
Thanks for having me. Maybe one day I will actually travel like you do. Maybe I'll travel as much in a year as you do in a month. One day.
We'll see.